Hey everybody, welcome back to the Slime Fun Filled episode with your host Boomer, and today is the day. We are dropping the Infinity Reactor into place. We finally have it built. That is not a beacon, my friend. That is an Infinity Reactor ready to be launched. 4 billion power joules. Actually, it's 440 million is the storage capacity, but 300,000 per second, which gives us the ability to start running UU matter, which lets us start building up towards some of those power suits. Can you say power? Oh yeah. But before we do, I wanted to show off this room to you a little bit. I finally finished up redoing this. We started with a nice accent wall of polished basalt. I thought that kind of melded this room together really good. We went with a quartz block brick floor. We've got glass, black glass holding down the glowstone blocks. And we've created just a little bit of an offset wall to where these panels almost look like they're split in the middle. Upside down and regular polished andesite stairs, some black concrete to give it a little bit of darkness and depth to it. And again, just a little bit of light in here to help light this room up a little bit more. I'm tempted to also stick one in the middle of the floors yet. I'm not quite sure. I don't like these dark spots. And I've got the brightness of my game turned up all the way, so I'm not sure. But we got some more polished basalts for the pillars. I think this looked a lot better than a red. And just a couple of lanterns to give us just a little bit more light. Right now, all we have down here are the redstone, excuse me, not the redstone, the reinforced alloy ingots and the hardened metal ingots. Hardened metal, hardened steel, one of the two, whichever it is. Anyways, we're going to be bringing some more stuff down here to fill this room with, because we've got a couple things we want and need to do up here. First and foremost, I want to add increased capacity for singularities, and I also want to add 2 more singularity constructors. I want to add the diamond and the emerald. Even though I have them in another, I'm running out of them. And I'm also running out a couple other singularities. So because of that, I wanted to increase the ingot factories so I can get more over here. The problem that I've got is for ingots going into all the smelteries and all of the systems, they're coming off of the ingot factories. Now, here's what in theory should happen. Once these fluffy barrels are 100% full, everything from the ingot factories should go that way, and that's fine. But some of them have stopped running on occasion. Like the one I'm having a problem with is my solder ingots. You look, my climate's going back up again. I have 3 smelteries running, but every so often I run out of lead. Not dust, but ingots. So by increasing to a 3rd ingot factory and pulling everything directly out of the fluffy barrels instead of out of the ingot factories, we'll keep the smelteries going nonstop and should reduce how much is in here, which is fine. I'm okay. If there's 1 in here, I'm fine for most of them. So I'm going to increase to 25 ingot factories. I don't know for sure how this is going to look yet. But I'm also going to increase the dust extractors from 6 to 8, because I did a test in a creative world where 2 of the advanced cobble generators kept up with 8. Barely, but it did. So we're going to change that. And here's another problem. I've got stuff all over the place back here wherever I could find room. These aren't smelteries. These are furnaces. And what they are is they're burning off the excess wood that the advanced tree farmers are growing. But there's a problem. I disconnected my bone meal farm here, so all the leaves have all backed up in all the growers. So I need to move these and get those hooked back up. And then I look at stuff like this, right? I've got sulfate, battery, motor, electric motor, and then 2 columns over, really 3, are now the motors and the heating coils. Oh, and titanium is down there. And I've got the void ingots or void bits over there instead of maybe over here where they could be. Let's see, what else do we have like that? I've got magical lumps there. I got ender lumps over there brushed in with the trees and the food. Some of this just doesn't make sense. Even tracking coal back here. There's 4 different carbon presses, and then there's an automated crafter back there. Oh, and on top of that, I've got a second cobblestone automatic crafting chamber going? Why isn't it below this one and these got raised up? So I want to reorganize. I want to get some room, because if there's ever a problem and I have to get back there, I have to cheat, go into spectator mode, get back there, then get into, if I can even get back there, into survival, fix whatever it is, get in spectator, come back out. So this is going to have a whole new look to it, and it's not going to be something that's going to go very quickly. There are 105 of these small basic storage units that have to be drained and reconfigured and reset up. So I really want to take a moment and think how this is all going to get laid out. I want to bring some of the stuff that I'm never going to touch down here. Like, I can definitely bring those cobble gens and the dust extractors. They can go down there. The ingot factories, by all means, could go down there. You know, I want to use the room because I want to have access to both sides of these things. And I want to... You see the other problem I got? I've got crap out here in the middle that needs to go out. I don't have much room to walk by. And if I set this up the way I want, there's going to be network nodes in every one of these. And this is all going to get moved forward one. So there is no way I could do this that I just walked across. So every time I come in, if I want to get over here, I got to come halfway around and try to reach or what. It just is not organized well. And then I got this gap here. What's this about? I want to get UU matter going and all those fun things so we can talk about power suits. But first things first, we need to drop the power in place. So for now, and I hate saying this, but you know, you look at this, if this was well organized for nuclear, but it's not suiting me today. And so even up here might need to get some sort of overhaul. But for the moment, we're going to drop nuclear power, infinity power, not here. We were going to put it down one more. Right there. So on this side, we'll put an output node for void ingots as they get auto crafted. But this side gets infinity ingots. This side gets void ingots. The infinity ingot lasts for 24 hours. The void ingots last for 3 hours. So when I drop this in, I'm going to have 48 hours of power out of this reactor. And we're going to set up void ingots to be auto-crafted and brought here first. And then leftovers will be able, what I'll do is I'll make sure it's further away in the system so that the leftovers will bleed into a second storage system. But here we go. Let's watch this power shoot up. Watch how fast this goes. Almost 200,000 joules per second we're increasing. This is going to go up quite a bit. That infinity reactor has a 40 million joule capacitor. So we're going to go up to almost 60 million joules. So running UU matter recipes now won't be a problem. The problem that we're going to have is to figure out how many of them we have to run and how many of the crafters, well, not really crafters, it's the machine that turns anything into scrap. We'll have to figure out how many of those we can safely run. So I'm going to get to work on reorganizing the downstairs. We really need to much better organize and have a stronger base down there. And even down in here, if I'm going to lay these down, I don't know that I want to do this again right up against the wall. If something happens that I have to get behind it, it's just not going to be productive. So I'm going to have to, the connectors for me are actually behind that wall even. So I may have to move them so they're one block over. This I'm going to leave because I do have access and there's nothing other than redstone dust that I need to get into here. So I can still get to that. So I think this row will stay the same. The nice thing about having it like this is if I needed to, well, no, not really. I was thinking I could do 2 wide, but I went with a 2 deep wall, so not really. So it makes sense to go ahead and put this row in the middle. The other way would be to make sure, absolute certainty, that I can access the back sides from both sides, which means I could only put 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, and then leave an empty space. I don't like that idea either. I don't want to jam it up, and I don't want it to look wonky and weird. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to just start tearing this apart, guys. Give me about, let's see, I'm just trying to think, how many storage units do I have stored up? I've got 9 basic storage units right now. I can probably craft up 9 more real fast. But I want it to make sense on where everything is. I want it to be more efficient. I don't want all this stuff laid out like this. Hopefully I'll have this up within 24 hours. Maybe even by the end of the day I can get this done. We'll see. So let me get started, man. This is going to be a challenge. We'll see you in a little while. Well, guys, I've been at this for about 30 hours. Really, yesterday morning is when I stopped the recording last and went to building and moving things around. And we've moved some things. We've brought down the singularity constructors. We've simply put them down here. They very well could have stayed up front, but I had a perfect spot to fit. And I've added 2 more. Actually, I've added 3. I've added a second one. We have one and another for diamonds, one and another for emeralds. We're going to add those to the overworld as well because they're hard to keep up. And the 12th one was for infinity singularities, which we'll need at some point. Down here we have our 2 cobblestone generators and our 8 dust extractors. Up here, it's not a whole lot different. We've decided on a theme here how we're going to set this up. We've got the 3 ingot factories now on top and a walkway to the back. And we've got room back here to maneuver should we have to search and see if something's broken or tied up or whatever. We have upgraded all the smelteries from level 1 to level 2, so they're maxed out. We've gone from 36 to 40. We're going to add a couple extra for solder to make sure the climate control doesn't get out of whack. And then this remaining section are going to be all the other machines and systems that we took down, moved around, had problems because they were all over the board. We're going to get them organized back here. One thing we need to increase production on is blaze powder. So we're going to run 2 sets of going from gravel to sand to soul sand to blaze powder. 6 different things come out of that, so we need to increase the potential output. Additionally, we've moved some stuff over here. We have now gone to 30 void harvesters. So yeah, we're getting serious because we've discovered, I don't know if it's a bug or if it was just an oversight. In the Slimefun guide, when you pull up the infinity reactor and you take a look at how long fuel is supposed to last, infinity ingots say it's supposed to last for 1 day. Well, when you place an infinity ingot in the reactor, a timer starts. And it says 72,000 until another ingot is needed. Well, it runs 100 ticks per 1 minute in real life. That translates to 12 hours at 72,000. Same thing with the void ingot. Void ingot says it's supposed to last for 3 hours. But when you put it in, the timer starts at 12,000, which is 2 hours. So I put in a bug report to the dev to try to find out what's going on, if this is truly a bug. I did check the config file. There's nothing I can change to alter those numbers. So either it has to be changed on the dev side or the guide has to be changed to represent what they should say. Based on how much work it takes and effort to go into this, I believe it should be the day and the 3 hours. So we'll see what happens, and I'll update you as I hear anything. There's going to be additional storage and output productions. That's going to get moved, by the way. But we're going to have additional storage like this and output storage going down this row in time. We've now got the system set up, and we haven't hooked up. By the way, nothing's actually running right now. The only thing that's running are the the void harvesters. Everything else is off. I haven't programmed any of the input or output nodes back there or down there. So I'm relaying everything out to more efficiently utilize the channels. We're going to, at least to start with, right now I've got 11 of the recyclers. We're probably going to build another 26, or 25, excuse me. In order to get everything I need, we've got to increase the capacity of this. And I believe with Mass Fabricator running 24/7, we're okay. Not only do we have the Infinity Reactor running at 40 million joule buffer, I have a void capacitor in there, which is another 12, I believe. And then I have another like 15 in the energized capacitors. So I think we've got somewhere around a 67 or 68 million joule capacity. So this runs like 28,000 per second. The Infinity Reactor creates 300,000 per second. So I've got a hunch that I can add another, actually it would be 24 of these and one more fabricator. We're going to need a lot of UU matter for a couple of reasons. One of the things I want to be able to show you, I want to show you how to do everything vanilla that you possibly can in Slimefun. One of those things is fully automated terracotta, every color terracotta, and every color terracotta that's been glazed. That is 100% fully automatable in Slimefun. You don't have to mine anything. So I want to be able to set that up and show you how to do that. TNT is fully automatable. Concrete is fully automatable, where we can actually create all 16 colors. Now I don't mean just concrete powder, I mean concrete. We can actually get it wet automatically. So some of that will probably be done up here. Some of it's probably going to find its way down into this section. I still have quite a bit of room with which to add items in. The one downside I'm debating on, and I said I want to do it fully automatable, so the only way to get ink sacs in Slimefun is through UU matter that I've discovered. And if I can get back here to the recipes, we can get 4 to 8 ink sacs with 5 UU matter. So we're talking a lot of scrap to get enough ink sacs to make black terracotta and black glaze terracotta, gray terracotta and glaze, and light gray terracotta and glaze. You need it for all 6. So there, and if I want to do the power suit option, clearly I can't run one of these. I'm going to have to run at least 2, and I think what I want to do is level up to get to the power suits first, and then we'll talk about setting up the automated concrete and clay. It's a good cup of coffee once we get going. Believe it or not, I am drinking Dunkin' Donuts caramel coffee. Man, I'm not a huge going out for coffee kind of person, but I got Dunkin' Donuts for Christmas, and I tell you, I love it. I love the caramel. It's great. Starbucks has got some good ones out there too. I love their pumpkin spice, but right now, good caramel. So I need to finish setting all this up, getting all the systems back online. Like I said, right now all these nodes are empty. They're not doing anything. Hence why my power production isn't doing anything. I got a few odds and ends like the Infinity Constructor I've got to find a permanent place for. And I got to deal with all this. Some of this will find their ways back into the system. Others will find their ways on vacation. So I think what I'm going to do, guys, is take the next 24 hours and really work on getting the last bits of this back up and running, get it cleaned up, get it productive so it makes sense. And then we're going to come back, and hopefully by that time, because I'm pretty sure I can turn on UU matter right now, I've got, even if nothing else, I can run a cobble generator to send a cobble through there to give me the scrap. But I want to get that started. I have like 14 UU matter, which isn't going to get us anywhere. I need, a few hundred. So let me get going. I want to wrap this up. I want to thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate everybody's that's been participating in the comments with suggestions, ideas, and thoughts. And I look forward to more. But as always, when we're playing Slimefun, you've got to go Boomer or you got to go home. We'll see you later.